Welcome to this lesson of the Master of Perspective. If you're just joining the series, this is where the real work of perspective begins. Not by looking outward yet, but by learning to see yourself fully first. Every other kind of seeing you'll ever develop stands on this foundation. Today, we're going inward, into what I call the Solace Room. This isn't an out-of-body experience, even though it might feel adjacent to one. What we're actually turning into is metacognition, the part of you that can observe and the part of you that dreams, both present and at once. You'll stay fully you the entire time. You're just going to meet yourself more in the middle than usual. So we're going to invite parts of you to join us in these rooms. Pieces of your inner world, however many you want to have come, maybe many show up, maybe one or two. Both are exactly right, and nothing here is enforced. IFS is the deeper layer we're working with here, and those parts each live somewhere within your trifecta, my framework for the whole system. These parts live up from the front of the conscious lane, to some live behind the scenes in your subconscious lane, and some live in the body and the emotional lane. So today we're going to call parts of those forward from wherever they normally live to surface and speak directly with you in your main self. So this is the block of a longer progression. You don't have to resolve anything today. You don't have... Some of what would surface will most likely keep you integrating over time of days or weeks or months. So without you having to do anything, more than this is what is left. So there's no pressure to force for clarity right now. Just be here and see what shows up. Now let's get a little comfortable and begin. Close your eyes and take a full breath in. And just let it go really slow. I'm going to count you down, and with each number, let yourself settle a little further. Preferably playfully, like a child, letting themselves sink into a favorite chair. So, we're going to start at 10. Let your body find its weight. And just feel it for a second. Feel that heaviness and settle into it. And then 9. Let your breath slow down a little bit more into its own rhythm. Just naturally releasing a bit more. And 8. Your mind is starting to quiet. Realizing it's in a countdown. It's settling in. 7. The outside world growing soft and distant. Going more faint with a farther pull away from your body. 6. Turning your attention outward and then inward. Feeling that depth of the inward. 5. A bit deeper now. Feeling that weight really pulling you in as your mind begins to settle into its intention or clarity. 4. Pull your own inner world, getting stronger, more creative, more of an edge. And 3, almost there. Feeling the rate of the resonance that's pulling you deeper. And 2, letting it pull you in a little bit more. to that calming space of presence. Notice right now that two things are true at once. There's a part of you dreaming this, imagining, drifting, letting your images come. And then there's a part of you watching what happens, like the observer, calm, curious, a little amused. This part is watching as the observer, drifting in that dream state. You don't have to choose between them. Just notice both here or now. And right now, at the same time, that noticing is the real skill, and underneath everything we're about to do. In your imagination, begin to picture a room. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Just let whatever surface is here. And let's call it like a Solace Room. A place that's entirely yours, built for this kind of meeting of yourself. Notice the room take shape around you in whatever way it wants to. The walls, the light, the feeling of the space. There's no wrong version in this room. Walk toward the center of it now that you've got your space. And once you're there, simply just stand and sit, float, whatever feels natural, just right in the middle. And from here, extend a quiet invitation inward. Any part of me that would like to join here, you're welcome. Don't reach for anyone specific unless you feel the need to. Just leave the door open, the way you'd leave a porch light on, knowing who might come up to walk. And notice who arrives. It might be many parts, one after another. It might just be one or two. At first, it could be all. And if that's the case, simply stay in the invitation a little longer. There's no wrong number. Whatever shows up exactly is the right amount. As they arrive, just notice them. You don't need to know their names. Not yet, or what they represent. Notice how they hold themselves. Do they come close? Or do they stay near the edges of the room? Do they seem young? Maybe tired? Or guarded? Maybe relieved to be finally seen? Notice too where each one seems to be arriving from. Some parts live right up front in the conscious lane. The ones used to being at the microphone, running the show, making the decisions that you're aware of making. But some live further back in the subconscious lane, behind the scenes, working quietly, rarely asked to speak directly. And some live in the body and the emotional lane, felt more than thought, carried in sensation, but therefore they're carried in words. All three lanes are part of one system. Your trifecta is what I like to call it. The parts aren't separate from it. They each simply live somewhere within it. And today, whichever lane a part normally lives in is being invited to step forward and speak directly with you. Your main self. Maybe for the first time in a really long while. Now, let your attention settle on just one part for that arrived. Whichever one draws your attention first. Approach it gently and ask silently, what have you been carrying? And what is your story? Let an answer surface in whatever form it takes. Maybe a memory, a feeling, an image, or a single word. Let it be a piece of your lived experience, something from earlier in your life that's that part been onto, still holding onto. So notice, is this part connected to the rest of you right now? Or does it feel a little separated? Maybe off to the side or disconnected from you somehow. And if you have a moment for another, let your attention move to a second part. Ask it the same simple question. What have you been carrying? Notice its story too. Notice whether it feels connected to your present life, or maybe like it's still living somewhere in the shadows, or an earlier chapter of your experiences in life. Now, widen your attention to take in the whole room at once. How many parts actually arrived? And maybe see them together all at once, or the way you take in a group photo instead of just studying one face at a time. Notice the collective feeling of the room. Is there harmony here? Or tension? Do some parts seem to know each other? Or is there this first tiresome of them having to be the same room together? You don't need to fix anything about what you're seeing. You just need to be able to witness it. Seeing it clearly in the actual work today. Not repairing, just what's coming first on its own. Notice if any small pieces of clarity have surfaced. Maybe not a full answer, but just a thread. A sense of which part needs attention soon. Maybe a feeling that's a little lighter than when you've started, or anything at all. If nothing clear surfaced yet, that's completely fine too. And that's a lot of the work continues quietly on its own. Over the coming days, long after this session ends, you're planted something real today just by showing up and letting the room fill. Think whoever came today, silently, in whatever way feels right, and let them know you'll be back. Now, gently let the room begin to soften at its edges. The parts you joined and you stayed as long as they needed. You can return anytime and continue practicing this on your own. Before you open your eyes, notice one thing, just one. What feels slightly different than when we started? And let that settle in without needing to explain it fully. Now when you're ready, open your eyes. This is one block in a longer progression. What surfaces today doesn't need to be resolved today. Some of it will keep you integrating quietly over the next few days and let you in, and not as a failure to finish, but that's exactly how this work is supposed to move. One step at a time. One internal aspect of your psyche, of perspective, at a time. So I encourage you to keep talking to yourself whenever you can.